there has been a lot of questions, a lot of speculation about the new MJJC Pro version 3. I've been getting so many questions about this thing. People asking like, hey, do you know when this thing's supposed to be coming out? What's gonna be different? Well, I have some updates for you. I spoke to the factory at MJJC and I have some updates on what to expect out of this new V3. Now, before we jump into that, I wanna touch on these two options here. I think because it seems like the new one's gonna be a little bit of a hybrid of these two. So I wanna go over the features of both of these. First up, MJJC Pro V2. This thing's been around, it's phenomenal. I absolutely love this thing. Has a semi-transparent bottle, kind of a natural finish of the type of plastic. Screw-on type top. Nice soft silicone tube here with a weighted bottle, a weighted ball, stainless steel ball with a little mesh filter inside of it, so that no matter what way you're spraying and how little or a lot of soap you have in there, no matter what, it's gonna stay in the solution and you're gonna be good to go and you're gonna be able to spray with no issues. We have the adjustable foam on the top. You tighten that down more, you get more foam, loosen it up, it becomes more watery. We have the variable opening here, which changes the degree of your spray pattern. And then the back piece can turn and it changes from a vertical spray to a horizontal spray. Really, really wide base on the MJJC V2 and a nice wide opening for when you're filling your solution in the bottle. Moving on to the SV3. Now, when they came out with the V3, they upgraded the head unit for the S line, and now it is equivalent to the one from the Pro. The same amount of foam production here, guys. This thing gets a phenomenal amount of foam. The bottle on this one is taller and not quite as wide at the base. Still wide, but not quite as wide, as you can see. Now, the really cool upgrade to this one that was completely new to the whole MJJC lineup is this quarter turn top. So it just pops right off. As you can see, it's right there, 2 gaskets around the top. Very, very nice, and then really easy to put back down versus the screw down type of this one. Now, this one does have a blue straw to it, a blue tube, but it is the same silicone based with the weighted ball at the end. So again, pretty much the head unit, everything is the same except the color, and then the new bottle and the new top attachment point. Now, I have heard of people breaking this bottle if you drop it. Now, obviously, don't drop it. Try to do your best not to drop it, but I understand if you're out working, things happen, and you can drop it, and I guess it can potentially break. Typically, clear bottles do have that over a natural bottle, even just like on the chemical manufacturing side. A bottle that is clear doesn't seem to tend to last quite as long as a natural finish. But again, we're using soaps in here, either essentially pH neutral up to alkaline, but nothing super crazy. We're not putting degreasers and super heavy stuff in here. You absolutely can actually. For the most part, you're not. Now this one, if you look at it, you can see it's all beat up. I've been using this one probably for the last 8 or 10 months in my mobile detailing units. This thing just gets tossed in the back of the van as I'm driving around. It gets kind of thrown around and beat up a little bit. I need to put a mounting system in there. I just haven't done it yet. But this thing is bulletproof. It works phenomenally well. This one actually is missing one of the little tubes up top here. Just again, it's been beat up and thrown around. But I don't mind that. It can leak out of the top now because of that, but I'm not flipping my thing over anyway, so I don't have any issue with that. Now, moving on to this one, I use this guy in my shop. I really, really like the color combo of this, guys. I absolutely love it. So, but in my shop, I do have a mount for it. I mount it onto the wall, just, I don't have any here. I made a whole video on different mounts, so I'll link that in the description for you guys as well as up here for you, so you can check that out on ways to mount these things up against the wall. It's really nice. So I personally haven't had any issues with the bottle on this, but I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. I have heard of people cracking these over time. Now with that said, let's go ahead and jump into my computer and let's go ahead and talk about the new points of the MJJC Pro version 3. All right, guys, so here we are at my computer and we're about to jump into it. I'm gonna show you a picture of this thing first. Take this with a grain of salt because I think this is just an example of what it's going to be. The reason I say that is because a couple of the components on this don't match up to the new feature list for the Pro V3 that they sent me. So I think it's just giving you an idea of what to expect once this thing comes out. So let's go ahead and do a comparison here. We have all 3 of them laid out here. We have the Pro V2, the SV3, and then the Pro V3. Foam generation on the Pro V2, it says foam generation is V2, or the version 2 of it. The SV3 says the version 3. but version 3 of the S line. So those ones are equivalent, guys. Now the Pro V3 says version 3 as well. I don't know what that means. Is it gonna get even more foam than these other ones or more ability with it? We'll find out. We're not gonna know the answer until we actually have this thing in my hands and I can actually test it. But even if it doesn't get more foam, I'm okay with that. These things get a crazy amount of foam. Next item on the list here is foam ability. And as you can see, the Pro V2, 5 stars. SV3, 5 stars. Pro V3 does show 5 stars plus. Again, we won't know that until I get it in my hands, but it's encouraging to see that they do, it looks like it's some sort of an upgrade to it. So really cool. Now materials, the Pro V2 and the SV3, both solid brass. The Pro V3 is listed as stainless steel. So very, very cool. Now again, if you look at the picture, that one shows brass, and that's why I think that this is more of just a sample, not the actual production run. So they're showing brass on that one. It's listed as stainless steel. Stainless steel is more anti-corrosive, but again, for me personally, guys, bronze is, I don't have any issue with bronze. I like bronze because it keeps the cost down typically, and if the US Navy uses bronze on ships, I don't have an issue with bronze, right? So keep that in mind. Obviously stainless steel, yes, it is more anti-corrosive and longer lasting. So that's cool that they're doing that, but that will drive price up just in general. I know with pressure washer guns and all that, when they have stainless steel components, it does drive the price up. Stainless steel is just more expensive than brass. So going on to the next point, resistance to corrosion, and that makes sense, right? On the Pro V2 and the SV3, we got 4 stars. And on the Pro V3, we have 5 stars, stainless steel, it makes sense. All right, now we're into the actual feature list. So if it's checked off, it means yes. Assembled nozzle orifice, what does that mean? That means what orifice is installed in the foam cannon when you get it. 1.25 across the board, they all come with a 1.25 millimeter orifice installed in the unit. Now the Pro V2 and the SV3 always came with a spare 1.1 millimeter orifice, and the new Pro V3 will be doing that as well. Additionally though, another thing that separates the new Pro V3 from the other two is that it will also come with a 1.35 millimeter orifice. Now why do you need that? Well, a lot of people that use higher PSI, higher GPM pressure washers, your gas options, right? When you have a smaller orifice, it's putting more back pressure resistance on like the O-rings and things like that. This one's gonna allow a little bit more flow to go through. It won't break down the components. It's going to come with the option for a 1.35 as well. So really, really cool there. Also, the new Pro V3 is also going to come with a spare mesh filter where the other two never did. It came with it installed, but now you get a spare with the V3, Pro V3. Let's see here, quick attach cap and bottle. This is another point that I'm confused on with the picture, because in the picture it looks to me like the Pro V3 has the same cap as the Pro V2. However, they're showing that the quick attach cap and bottle is going to be on the Pro V3 as well as the SV3. So same type of connection point, guys. Like I said, I think it's a hybrid of the Pro V2 and the SV3 to make that Pro V3. Now, leak protection when shaking. The Pro V2 has it, the Pro V3 has it, it shows that the SV3 does not have it, and I guess, I mean, if you spill it over, it can get some leaking, but again, I've never had that issue. I don't, have my bottle upside down, so keep that in mind. New feature, compatible with a 28 millimeter threaded bottle. So what does that mean? I think the original MJJC Pro had that actually, which is interesting. They're bringing it back on the Pro V3. But what that is you have your normal opening that you screw onto your bottle top. With inside that, there's gonna be a smaller diameter thread, and that'll fit your typically like your little 16-ounce bottles of soaps or whatever else. So you can thread that right on there if you want. That way you don't have to use the bottle that it comes with, or if anything happens to that bottle, you can still use the foam cannon by attaching that. So pretty cool there, I like that. Easy to change mesh filter, easy to change fitting adapters, all this stuff. Let's see here. All this stuff is the same. Thick foam guarantee, adjustable spray fan, adjustable foam density, easy to foam the vehicle top, easy to foam, I think that was supposed to be chassis. This is what they sent me. I'm sure that's supposed to be chassis. Let's go ahead and change that up. Okay, and then 360-degree foam direction. Obviously you can change it from 0 to like 40, 50-degree spray pattern, and then also change it from shooting from vertical to horizontal. So really cool features there. Same as always, they've all had that. The capability. Now they list home, HD, and professional. HD, I don't know what that means. I don't know. But the Pro V2, they list all three. The Sv3, they list just home and HD, not professional, which is silly because I'm a professional car detailing business. I use that one. And then on the Pro V3, back to all three. Now the tank capacity, the Pro V2 and the Pro V3, both at the same exact size of 1,200 milliliters. And then on the Sv3, it's 1,000 milliliters, which is standard, so not a big deal there. Tank stability, on the Pro V2, we get 5 stars plus, as well as on the Pro V3, 5 stars plus. The reason for that is it has a wider base to it, so it's gonna stand on the table and not want to be knocked down. The Sv3 is slightly less, a little less wide than the other one, so that one instead of 5 stars plus, it just gets 5 stars. Brake-proof ability on the Pro V2, that natural color, 5 stars plus. On the Sv3, as well as on the Pro V3, they're showing 5 stars. So it makes me think that they're going to use that same clear bottle on the new Pro V3, just in the same shape as the Pro V2. Now that's me speculating, I'm not sure, but that's kind of what that seems like to me. Suction tube is going to be the same across the board, soft with a gravity ball. Everything else is going to be the same. So those are the main key features of that new V3. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about pricing of these units as well as that new one. I do not know the retail pricing of the new one. They haven't released it, so this is going to be speculative, but I'll give you my idea of where I think it'll probably land. This one on MJJC's website, the Pro V2 is $89. The Sv3 is $89. I sell them slightly less than that on my personal website. And that brings me to a point really quickly, guys. Am I biased towards these things because I sell them? Yeah, I guess, probably, to be perfectly honest. I do sell these. I love them, though. I try and take myself out of that equation in the form of, like, if I'm just plainly a user, what foam cannon am I going to buy? I'm still getting an MJJC, to be perfectly honest with you guys. My other option would be the MTM. I think the build quality on that thing is phenomenal. It clicks when you kind of move some of the positions. It's really, really nicely made. But the thing I don't like about that is that the neck opening where you fill in your soap is still really, really small, and I don't like that. I think bang for your buck, I think the MJJCs are just, I honestly do think they are the best. I love them. So now moving on to the new Pro V3. Where do I think that's gonna land in price? Because it's listing stainless steel components, I think it's gonna bump it up a bit. I think it's gonna be $100 or $110, somewhere in there. Now, like I said before, I think it's going to be a literal hybrid of these two units. Now, they did say plus on the foam production, so the head unit may get some sort of adjustment to it and get even more foam. I don't know that for sure. But it looks like it's basically going to be this guy with this connection point, this quick connection point, which is awesome, but then be in a nice wide bottle like this one still. So I don't know, again, I don't know. In the picture it shows a silver bottle, but I'm assuming it's gonna be clear since the rating for it was the same as this one. But again, I'm not sure, I'm speculating. We'll see once these things come in and we can actually test them and see where you're at. Once we do that, we'll be able to tell, is it worth the extra 10 or 20 bucks, or should you just stick to one of these guys that gets the job done phenomenally well? I have had no issues of this thing. And to be perfectly honest, I've had no reason to want anything more than this. It's been perfect. But I will say the new stainless steel upgraded components, it's probably what's gonna drive the price up, and I appreciate that. I think some people are gonna want that. Not a lot of foam cannons come with full stainless steel construction, so really cool. And then the fact that they include all the additional spare parts and additional filters and things like that. Really cool. So it justifies the price for sure. Right now you'd be buying this one and then buying those spare parts. So I think it evens out the price, and then you're essentially getting the new stainless steel construction for free. So with that said, guys, when are these going to be available? The brand new Pro V3, well, I've spoken with the factory and they said they're not even in full production yet. The samples are made, they're ready to roll, but they're starting production, I think, within a month or so. So I'm hoping, I have them on order, I will be stocking these. I'm hoping that they'll be in the States November, December, somewhere in there, guys. I don't know for sure. Again, if you need a foam cannon now, these two are available. You can buy them online. I don't have this one in stock anymore. It's sold out. I do have more of these coming, but currently I'm sold out of them. But the Pro V2 I do have in stock. So if you're interested, guys, I'll link my website down in the description, as well as directly link to them on Amazon, if they're still on Amazon. I can't remember. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to give you an update because I've been getting so many questions about that Pro V3 and all the talk about it. I'm excited to share that with you guys because I did get that information directly from MJJC, their factory, and that is what we are expecting. So that's it for today's video, guys. Oh, one last thing is the Cat electric pressure washer video that I just did, the one that's made by Active. I'm giving that unit away. I will be posting a video on Sunday announcing the winner, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on that. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.